Three little birds sat on my window. You're. So really quick, I know that this link was up for 2.2 seconds. I had a whole other plan for this morning, a whole other plan to go live. And as most of you guys know, they've been doing construction on my patio. And so the guys are here today to continue to taking down the wall. So I filmed a little bit and kind of gave like the members a little bit of a behind the scenes of like what's currently going on. I'm literally open. So like if it sounds louder in the background, it's because it's literally the whole side of the patio is open right now. So I just talked to the guy and they're still like doing minor things, but they're gonna come in like a little while to do the wall, to put the wall back. So I was just telling the members, because I recorded for them, but I was just telling the members I'm gonna go live. We're gonna pull some cards just because the energy feels mad thick. I don't like the way that sounds, but that's the way it feels. And so we're gonna pull some cards. We're probably gonna be on here for like a good 30 minutes or so, just get some thing pumping, right? It's fucking Monday. I hope everyone's had a good day so far, a good start to their week, by the way. And more than likely we'll be back live tonight, because I don't think I'm gonna just leave y'all with a 30-minute reading for the day. So we'll most likely be live tonight, but the thing is I'll have to be live like later on tonight because I won't be back home till later on tonight. So we're gonna tap in. Right now what I have on the table is the Key Masters Tarot. Some cards already fell out, so we're gonna get into the cards. And like I said, more than likely we'll be live tonight. And I'll do better, set the link way early in advance. Because this one literally, I didn't even set a link. I just literally came live. And I don't like doing that, so. We're just gonna make do with what we got. Okay? Okay. That feels very important for someone. Like, make do with what you got. It could be much worse. Thug it out. See something through. All the things. All the things. Somebody is tripping over time, because I'm thinking, right, about the title, because like I said, I was just talking to the members, which is how I got this title. So we're gonna talk about the title in a second, but I literally have mostly pentacles on the table. So time. The title, being too impatient can actually mess up a good thing. Being too impatient can actually mess up a good thing. So really quickly, the way that part of the message that was coming up for the members a few minutes ago was how something was kind of building up, or something was kind of building momentum. But because it wasn't happening as quick as you wanted it, or because something wasn't or isn't happening in the way that you want it to happen, or something doesn't look how you want it to look at this stage, time is very big here with this message. It definitely feels like Spirit is saying just relax. If something hasn't worked out yet, it's not ready yet. It's not meant to work out right now. Also, the energy of like you being spared. I know I didn't put it in the title because low-key YouTube gotta get it together. They only give you a certain amount of like characters that you can put in the title, and so I didn't have enough space. But you're being spared from something. There's something here that you want to do, or that you have intentions on doing, or that you're building, or that you're working toward. You're waiting for it to like take shape the way that you're expecting for it to happen, to play out. And it's not, I don't want to say it's not working out, because I think it's actually the opposite. I think for you, you feel like it's not working out because it doesn't look a certain way, but it is working out the way it's supposed to. So if you're, I just, it's funny because I gotta make a mental note to remember to hit him back, because I just spoke to somebody who's like really close, really special to me, and he's had a plan to do something and it just hasn't worked out. That's literally been a conversation that we've had quite a few times. So as I'm saying this and I'm reading the cards right now, I'm thinking like I gotta respond, or I gotta, I guess, respond. I didn't even notice if he texted me back, but I guess I gotta respond to that. But it's the same message, the same thing along the lines. It's like it's something that you're looking forward to, it's something that you're working toward, it's something that you're trying to do. If something hasn't happened yet, it's not supposed to happen yet. I'm not saying it's supposed to happen at all. I'm just saying there's other things that may need to transpire before something can look the way you expect it, or before something can take shape the way that you are hoping that it does. Also, I tell people all the time, I even tell Izzy all the time, like, I'm a firm believer in like when you know when you're doing something and you have every intent, like you're getting ready to go, going to work or whatever, right? And you have every intent on like getting out the door at a good time. But just the most craziest, unfortunate, wildest, you wouldn't even believe the dog ate my homework type of things happen. And it makes you late, right? It stalls. And you're frustrated and you're like, fuck, I spilled my coffee, fucked up my tie, stained my shirt, like all the things, everything that could have went wrong, went wrong. I am a big firm believer that when days like that happen, when things like that happen, it's like if the fucking bathroom door didn't get jammed this morning and you would have made it in on time and would have made it out in the right amount of time, and it didn't take you an extra 20 minutes to even get in the bathroom door, you might have been on that train that got stalled for an hour and your ass got claustrophobia and paranoia and all the things, and so probably it wasn't the best interest for you to be on that train. Or if bathroom door didn't jam in the morning and you was on the highway when you were supposed to be on the highway, you might have possibly, probably, most likely been part of that accident that happened 20 minutes before you got on the highway. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so it may not be things as big as that or as crazy as that, or it could be things that are bigger and wilder. And it's like you were running late to work and you fucking was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna be late regardless. I'm still gonna stop and get my coffee because I'm already fucking late. So I'm going to Starbucks. I'm gonna stop and get my shit. You go into fucking Dunkin' or Starbucks, or you go to the fucking bodega and get the coffee from the Ox, and like you meet somebody there that ends up being somebody important in your life. But had you been on time, or had you rushed to work and not stopped to get your coffee, you would have never met that person. So it's things along those lines where it's like time. For some reason, time feels very big here, which I gotta be real honest. It keeps bringing me back to my person, you know, like I just said, I've been having this conversation in some way, shape, or form with somebody that I know personally. I just didn't tie it up until I started speaking right now, because like I said, this message, because it's in the title, so this message kind of came from what I was just talking to members about, which is something totally unrelated. In fact, we pulled cards and the fucking members thugged it out with me while they took down this whole wall and everything. And we were talking about the cats. Like, we were doing a whole thing because my intention was to come live at least like an hour ago. And I came out here and perfect example of what I'm just saying right now. See, this is why. I be thinking I'm going on tangents and Spirit be bringing this shit full circle. This morning, I had a whole other plan for today, right? Today's Monday, but it's like gonna be my Friday. And so when I came out this morning, like 2 hours ago, I was setting everything up. Even Leisha was out here with me. She was sitting, basking in the sun, behaving. It was a really rare sighting. And then I heard a noise in the yard. Like, I heard noises, and then it got her attention, which made me look, because she doesn't react to birds or other cats and stuff, only when something's happening, because she's so used to them being back there. Anyway, she looked, so I looked. When I looked, I realized one of the kittens is still there. I'm not going to go into a whole thing because I just finished explaining this to the members, and quite frankly, it's pulling on my little heartstrings. So, point is, I ended up getting distracted. So when I came out here, after I brought the stuff that I needed to, do the live, my light, the iPad, the chargers, all the things, I grabbed the decks that I was going to use. It wasn't even this one. And I turned the camera on to record for the members. Normally, I record, I'm talking my shit, I'm kicking it with the members, I pull some cards, and then I simultaneously set the link for the live. That's normally how this goes, right? Before I even got the iPad on, I hear them banging, pop, pop, pop. And Charlotte ran to the door. She was ready to go inside. So right there, I knew like they were going to be here for a while because Charlotte don't like to go inside. You know what I'm saying? So I go around because I couldn't see them. And I asked the guy, like, you guys are going to work there? He's like, yeah, I'm sorry. We didn't get to let you guys know. I guess whatever changes happen in their construction, the guy's like, we're going to have to take it down. We're going to put the other one up. We're not going to leave you guys exposed, but we are going to have to take it down. Right there, that fucked up my whole plan to go live, right? Or that's normally how I would have looked at it. And so I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. Just take it, take it down, do what you got to do. Let me know if you need anything from me. I'm going to be here. I left the camera rolling and I stood talking with the members while they're banging, drilling, doing all type of shit, removing the wall. I still did a whole reading for the members, right? At the end of the reading, because the messages had nothing to do with time until the end of the reading, the last two cards is where I got the title for you guys. So now I'm coming into this reading, explaining this to you guys, when it literally just happened to me in real time. Anyway, how's y'all Monday going? Because mine essentially is I guess going however it's supposed to go, right? That's the whole idea here. It's things are happening the way they're supposed to happen. If you're supposed to be somewhere, or if you think that you're supposed to be somewhere at a certain time and for whatever reason you're not there, you haven't gotten there yet, something hasn't transpired yet, it's because you're not supposed to be there yet. I'm not saying you're not going to be there, or I'm not saying you're not going to get to where you're trying to go to. But I definitely feel this heavily. Like somebody is either being really hard on themselves, or somebody is like, because I feel the energy of like, you ever say to somebody, or you ever hear somebody say like, I'm my biggest critic. I'm harder on myself than anybody can be on me, And so someone's making me feel like they are really stressed about something, or they're really being hard on themselves about something. It's something along those lines. And Spirit is literally like, do what you gotta do, and don't worry about the shit that's out of your control. So like 20 minutes, right? And I probably could have just said that, but I just feel like it's the thing about me. I just need to give context. I always need to give context. It is what it is. So let's now get into the cards. I'm like 20 minutes in. I said we were gonna be live for 30 minutes, but here we are. Knight of Pentacles. Again, time. For the OGs, y'all know that whenever the Knight of Pentacles came out, I always went like this, because they used to do this to me. I mean, they still do, but I used to do it on camera a lot. Time. This represented time for me, which always happened every time I seen the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles represents time. It just represents, because the Knights move, right? It's action. So you have the pages and you have the Knights. Why the fuck I'm explaining this? I definitely got somebody here that don't watch this. Probably stumbled across my page and was like, who is this bitch with a pink crown? This is not a crown, by the way. It's a headband. I'm not going outside like this. I'm just using it to keep the hair out of my face, because I know it looks wavy, but like, didn't take into account how much getting used to having hair again was going to be. So I'm not going outside like this. I'm just on live like this. Anyway, I digress. Time. Time is actually working in somebody's favor. And again, I just went on a tangent talking about how somebody was like pressed for time, or felt like they were pressed for time. Time is actually on your side. Something not happening the way that you thought or the way that you planned is actually working in your favor. How? I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody. But the Knights, that's what I was explaining. The Knights all speak of action. So the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands. They all speak of action being taken in different regard, right? Because of the energy. Pentacles is earth energy, where cups would be water energy, etc., etc. Where the pages represent emotion or thought, the knight is time. So the knight of pentacles, pentacles being the slowest of all the energy. So like, for example, cups would represent something. If we're talking time wise and you get cups cards, it's talking months. If you get swords and we're talking time wise, we're talking weeks. If you get wands and we're talking time, we're talking days, right? So pentacles would represent years. Whether something is happening over the span of 1 year, because it's a pentacle, right? The knight of pentacles. Something could be transpiring in however many years I got, of how many pentacles I got on the table. Because I literally got 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7 cards are pentacles. So time is heavy. And someone's also feeling, for some reason, like they're running out of time. I know that that's what you feel, so I don't want to say that it's not accurate, because it almost comes off as like I'm taking credit, or not credit, I'm taking from what someone's feeling. I'm disregarding someone's feelings or discrediting someone's feelings. That's not the intent. It comes off as like, and I think you're gonna see it play out this way. Like, this isn't something where it's like it was something that was happening for your best interest, but you're never gonna know it. You'll never know it, that it really happened like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't one of those things. This is, if anything, this is something that's like, just give me a second and watch. Because when things do start to take form, when things do start to take shape, however it is that you've been intending for it to happen, it's gonna make perfect sense to you why it didn't work out in the past, or why it didn't work out in the time frame that you thought it was gonna work out. The way that I want to move off of this, and they keep bringing me back to this, and I think this is someone, I'm tapping into someone's cerebral. I'm tapping into someone who this is on their mind all the time. Like, things are out of my control. I cannot control certain things that are happening. But instead of going through my day-to-day and just, doing whatever I'm doing during the day, this keeps coming, because they keep, literally, they're showing me a swivel, which is funny because I do hair, right, on the side. So, like, the mannequins, when you do, people who do hair, the mannequins usually on a stick. And, the mannequins, I don't know what the fuck the stick is called, but it usually, think of like the stick with the mannequin on it. When you're doing the hair, the stick turns. So it turns the head. So the stylist could, like, not have to move themselves. The head moves. It's on a swivel. And that's how they're showing me the message of, like, so this is, it's out of my control, right? And I can't do nothing to control it. Whatever, cool. So let me just move on with my day. This is someone's thought process. Let me just move on with my day. Let me just do something else. Let me just put my energy somewhere else. And for some reason, they're showing me the swivel. It's the thought is going from back here, back to the front. That's everything I'm doing all day. It's like all day I could be talking to my brother and we're talking about the fucking Eagles and how they doing and what's going on and the fucking score and I don't know what Loopy got going on his new podcast. He just had Beanie Siegel on and we talking about some shit. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, damn, I was late to work today. Or damn, I was supposed to go uptown today and I didn't make it. It wasn't in my control, but damn. But it's like I'm taking part in other things, but I'm not there. Somebody's not present. If this is something that you have to, not have to, I don't want to say have to, words. Somebody needs to be very selective with the words that they're saying. I always say this. So this part of the message makes sense to me. Be careful how you speak, because the things that you speak it into fruition. Also, I don't know if it's me. I'm jumping here. To know me is to love me, bro. Because I'm jumping all over the place here. But I couldn't stop even if I tried. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if you're watching me, if it's the first time watching me, or if this is, you're watching me and you always get this, because it may not be me. This could be you feeling this in regards to someone you work with, or in regards to someone you're dealing with, however, right? But there's an energy here. I feel it. It's like I cannot not address it, because it feels like somebody is, it's almost, I don't know how to explain this. I had this happen to me once before in my whole life. A bitch about to be 40 soon. I had this happen to me one time, and it was with a woman. A woman. My cousin's actually still with this woman. The first time I met this woman was a long time ago. I was still smoking cigarettes, and we literally were at a family function. First time I ever met her, and we were both in the hallway, in the smoking corner, smoking a cigarette. We ended up talking, and we hit it off. We stood the whole party. We stood there like 6 hours in the hallway talking. It felt so natural, and like it was almost like we had known each other for years. That was our first time, and our last time since ever seeing each other, because my cousin lives out of state, like far. So that was the first time I ever, and mind you, we have each other like on social media. We talk to each other via social media, text and everything, like if we see each other every day. I didn't even know she was my cousin's girl until they came out looking for us. Like my cousins and my aunts was like, where the fuck? Like we just realizing that y'all been missing, and we missed the whole party. And that feeling, again, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if somebody's feeling that while they're watching me. I don't. It may not be that. This may be a camaraderie that you feel with someone. There's some type of connection here where somebody's like, this just it feels very like I can't even. There's not even like a word for this. It just, you can't explain it. You know what I'm saying? When you have that vibe, it's chemistry. When you have, and it doesn't have to be romantic. Like I said, I had this experience once my whole life. I never had that with anyone else my whole life, and it wasn't even something that I didn't even realize it happened. I still can't put words to it. It essentially is chemistry, right? And so I don't. Maybe the time messages because there's something here where something hasn't transpired yet within the chemistry. That's why something hasn't taken shape. Does that make sense? It's like whatever the thing is that you're waiting for, because it does feel. First of all, let's talk about the energy of waiting, right? Because when you talk about time and time and waiting can sometimes be synonymous depending on the context, right? And so there's something that you could be waiting for, and you could be waiting, and you don't have to be stagnant. And I feel that really intensely. Like I feel like, and I don't even know. I don't. Somebody may have. There's a sense of familiarity here too. That's why I brought up the chemistry in that story of like me and my cousin's wife, because she's his wife now. They were just dating. This was years ago. They were just dating when I met her, but they're married now, and so there's a sense here of like familiarity. There's a sense here of home. There you go. It feels like home. Like it's like something is, and it's almost like this is not going to be for everybody because this feels wildly specific to certain people. Something feels very familiar, but in a sense of like, this could be somebody you just met, but it feels like you feel so familiar. You feel like home, like you feel like grandma's house, and my grandmother's been dead 20 years type of thing. It's like you remind me of my grandmother, but not in a creepy way, but like the gifts that she had, or the things that the way she was, her spirituality, or this or that. Like there's an energy of some type of familiarity. I also want to say that that could have a lot to tie in with time. So the reference of time, what we were just talking about, how something is gonna, even if it's gonna happen the way you thought it was, it's just not gonna happen in the time frame you thought it was gonna happen. I low key feel like like spirit has something to do with that in a big way, like in a bigger way than normal, if that makes sense. Y'all hear my stomach growling? Because now all of a sudden I'm hungry. I just finished eating not even 2 hours ago. 7, 8, 9, 10, 19. There's 19. Somebody could have known someone for 19 years. Or somebody's been passed and it's been 19 years. There's a heaviness on 19, which is funny because my baby is 19. But let me triple check this real quick. 7, 8. 17, 18, 19. It's 19. 1 and 9 breaks down to a 10. There's a 10 of Pentacles. It's a 10 of Pentacles collective, but slow and steady wins the race. I was gonna say slow and steady misses the race. That's the misconception. Somebody, welcome to the ghetto, darling. Welcome to the ghetto. The OGs are like, yo, the sirens. Exactly. Yo, because for anybody who's new, anytime it's like a horn or a car with loud ass obnoxious music, which is my favorite, low key, or the ice cream trucks, whenever it's something, it's like the OGs always be like, yo, that's because that's how true it is. Like when you, a native New Yorker, whenever you say something and you drop sign, we be like, yo, that's how true it is. So when we be on live from the beginning for the last fucking 6 years, the OGs always be like, yo, that's how true it is. You hear the ice cream truck? You hear the ice cream truck? High key, I forgot what the fuck I was saying. See that? See that count for me? Oh, the 19. 19 breaks down to a 10. Look at God, bro. God is like, I got you, man. I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is super dope energy. It's abundance, it's health, it's happiness, it's wellness, it's all the things, right? It's, I know it's Pentacles. But only a superficial, only a surface level person energy would look at a 10 of Pentacles and only think of currency. And I know Pentacles is supposed to represent coins because we're using their diamonds, right? It's like the playing cards, this deck. It's probably why I like it so much. But in Standard Tarot, the Pentacles do represent coins. And so most people, especially readers, a lot of readers look at the Pentacles as money. 10 of Pentacles could speak of money, coming into good money, gaining money, saving money, all the things. But it's not the only meaning, right? The 10 of Pentacles does represent wellness. It does represent wealth. So it's abundance, but it's what is abundance to you? If abundance to you is just being rich, then there you go. Let's see how long that lasts. But if abundance to you means having a family, having somebody to come home to, having solid relationships, solid bonds, having businesses, having, you know, accruing interest, like for everybody is different, you know, but the 10 of Pentacles to me represents, it more so focuses on the abundance as in regard to wealth, not just financial. And then we got the Knight of Cups. I just was talking to y'all for like 20 minutes about the Knight, right? The Knights and the Pages. The Pages are thoughts or feelings, but the Knights are action. So to have the Knight of Cups here, there's something that is going to come in, and it is emotional because it's a cup, right? I think someone wanted something fast. If this is romantic, this could actually be like a relationship. Somebody may have been trying to get to know you or date you or be around you, spend time with you. I definitely feel the energy of like I don't even know if I want to go into that, but there's definitely an energy here on the table where it kind of, somebody's trying to get to know you. Why the fuck I'm hearing 50 Cent, 21 Questions? That's not even one of my favorite songs from him. It's actually one of my least favorite songs from him. But they're playing that for me. 21 Questions by 50 Cent. Somebody's trying to court you. Somebody's trying to be in your space. It's funny the way they're doing that to me. Somebody's trying to be in your space. And I think that it wasn't met the way that they anticipated it would be met. So it wasn't like I'm trying to be around you, spend time with you, be with you, or whatever the case is, right? Because this feels very new. This doesn't feel like something that is like, it doesn't feel like this has been burdened with like toxicity. It feels like, and even if this is someone you've known for a while, there's something about the connection. It could be chemistry because we just talked about chemistry, because it is something about this that feels like it always feels like new, or it always feels like, I'm at this big age now where I can literally say this, which is scary as fuck for me. But you ever be around somebody and feel like, damn, I feel young again. Hold on, because I don't be having energy, but when I'm around this person, I got energy all of a sudden. I feel young again type of energy. Like, it's like that. It's along, it may not be that specifically, but it's along those lines. Either way, this wasn't met the way that someone anticipated. So someone was trying to like integrate themselves and like get into your life or come into your life or get back into your life, however this plays out. It's gonna be different for everybody, but I think someone was expecting for it, and maybe even this person is teaching you patience. Because when I was reading for the members, the reason why the title was even anything about time is because Temperance came out, which is Sagittarius energy. There's the Sagittarius card. So everything in moderation. The thing is, I feel like what I'm saying, I feel like isn't something that this person doesn't know, or you don't know if it's you, right? It's energy. So it could be you, it could be somebody else that you know. It doesn't even, it could be anybody. The point is though, what I'm explaining, somebody understands that. I think to their core, they understand it. I could even be talking to somebody, a cusp, maybe even. Either way, the point is that I think along the lines, like along the way, you may have lost sight of that. So, for example, this is somebody who, if this is dating, this is somebody who naturally, like in their early years of dating, their natural response and reaction of like the way that they dated normally before they were corrupted by time and toxicity, right? Somebody's like, time and putas. I don't know who the fuck that was for, but the way they said it to me was like that. Either way, Spirit got jokes today. It's Monday. The fact that it's Monday is a joke, right? Because it was just Thursday. But I digress. Either way, I think somebody naturally took their time with dating, courting. I keep saying courting. I don't think this person has, I don't think you've never courted. I think it's been a long time since you've courted someone or since you've been courted by someone. Dating and courting is two different things. I also feel like somebody may be showing someone else. The feeling feels like this is new. But it's like this is new. I've not been exposed to this before. I've not had someone like this. The norm is we link, we smoke, we chill, we fuck, we together. I don't even gotta ask you on a date. I don't even gotta tell you my girl. Like, I don't even gotta go through those motions because that's just toxicity on putas. That's just the way shit is. It's 2025, right? Fucking Instagram is a dating app all of a sudden, right? That's just how things go. Not for me. I'm just saying this is the energy. But somebody could be used to one way, things going one way, and somebody is like, actually, it's funny. Izzy used to do that when she was little with her crooked ass finger. Actually, mom. Did I just tell y'all my baby is about to be 20 years old? Woo! That shit just took me back. That's not okay. But yeah, somebody is definitely like, somebody has pumped the brakes on something. I think that too kind of ties into the time though. Even especially if this is dating. Because when I was talking about time, I didn't feel like it was a relationship. Like I was talking about time for that long and so much about time, but I was referencing it to like work because of the pentacles. So work related, or like something you're trying to build, a business even, or a life. You're trying to change your life, trying to do something. So I was acquiring it to that. Can it be romantic? Yes. It can also be both, right? And I don't know, maybe one thing is not happening as fast because something else is kind of spinning, and it's almost like Spirit is like, you have this, put it on hold really quick just for a second, and then like let's work at this, and then by the time this is like cooking up and this is ready to go, this is already there waiting. It's, if for those of y'all who cook, that's typically how it works when you cook. Which is funny because I've been telling y'all for the last few weeks, there's a guy, I think on Instagram or TikTok. I think he's on I think he may be on both, but I be seeing his videos on TikTok. He's a black guy. He's mad, like, he's one of these like gurus. So I don't really like to watch videos like that, but his videos are kind of catchy. I actually follow him. I gotta look at, I'm gonna find one of his videos and I'm gonna post it for you guys so you guys can like check him out online. But he starts all his videos with, let me cook for a second. Let me cook for a second. At first, I didn't really like it because he was kind of cringy. He was definitely giving me Derek Jackson vibes. I never liked him from the beginning, and then the whole scandal happened with him. But this guy, I think I kind of was associating him with Derek Jackson because of like the whole guru online thing. He's not a dating coach, but he just be spitting facts. So I may not even be following him. I think I just like see his stuff come up on the algorithm. Either way, the let me cook thing is bringing me back to what I just said about how there's something here that's supposed to play out, but it's kind of stalled, and you're trying to kind of like something here feels like it's out of my control. I just can't put my finger on it, and that's the energy. Somebody doesn't know what to do to fix this or make it faster or make it happen because it's essentially out of your control. That is the message. Something has been stalled. But I was saying the whole time I was talking about the thing that's been stalled, which no pun intended, because I'm going like this. This is typically when you play sports, this means stop, pause, hold on, yellow light. That's what this means. So I'm doing this, but it wasn't on purpose. I caught myself as I was doing that. I just wanted to let y'all know that. But the thing that stalled, I was talking about how the thing that stalled is taking shape because something else has to cook, essentially, which is what the guy says. Let me cook today. Yo, so so it may be playing out both ways. It may be something that's like could be life changing, right? Or it could be something that you're doing to change your life, right? But there's something else that kind of has to simmer before we can catapult. Does that make sense? I hope that that makes sense, because in my head, the whole depiction, it was like a movie. It made perfect sense in my brain. But I think that along the way of this getting cooked up, somebody's being stalled. Like somebody's being like, hold on. That toxic shit, the toxicity on putas, this ain't that type of party. You could go over there for that. We're not doing that on this side. The thing is, I think someone's very intrigued by that. I also feel like, again, the familiarity. So I'm, because they keep bringing me back to temperance. And I know temperance is not on the table here, but temperance was just on the table 5 fucking minutes ago when I was reading for the members. Temperance is how we got this title. Temperance came out right at the end of the reading for the members. Temperance, Sagittarius energy heavy. And it just feels, because it's interesting to me, Sagittarius energy is fire. And so typically it's, you know, like, let's do it. Bam, 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 and just get it done. Get it out the way. That's typical Sagittarius energy. That's why I said I could be talking to a cusp. You could be on the Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, which would be like November. Or you could be in December, which is like a Capricorn Sagittarius cusp, right? Which is more grounded, more, kind of more elusive, but like, you don't want to be too elusive with this. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. You got to know how to play your cards, which I feel like somebody may be feeling like I got to watch how I play my cards here with collective, because that shit that worked before with the toxicity and putas, like, it's not gonna work with collective. I gotta do it different on this side. It's funny because I tell people, I just said this morning, it's strict around this part of town. I don't know what they got going on, baby, but it's strict over here. You know, I be on live looking crazy, I be talking my crazy shit, but it's very strict on this side of town. That's the energy that I'm getting. But it's funny because I was just saying that to somebody this morning. And then I got the 7 of Swords. Do not be fooled with the 7 of Swords, right? Because the 7 of Swords energy is at the end here. On your way out, do not be, don't be swayed. And more than don't be swayed, don't allow yourself to be bamboozled into repeating a cycle. Now, for those of y'all where this is romantic, because the 7 of Swords, for somebody who's new here, 7 of Swords represents vindictive energy. It represents betrayal. It represents something that's like grimy. Swords also represent the cerebral. It represents the mind, right? If this is romantic, this is wildly specific, but if this is romantic, there's an energy here of somebody who either is used to dealing with or has just finished dealing with or just came out of, it's going to be different for everybody. You was just dealing with some type of toxicity and putas, some toxic puta, maybe even if I'm talking to a man or a woman, you know, whatever. Either way, somebody may actually use phrases like that. Like joke around and talk like that. Like sucios, putos, you know, like shit like that. Those are slurs in Spanish, by the way, but somebody may use that as like in a more playful way. Maybe that's why it keeps coming up for me. Either way, the point is with the Seven of Swords, because I see the guy is like pacing. He, first of all, shout out to them, because the guy was like, I'll give you like 40 minutes, I'm gonna take an early lunch. I was like, cool. That's why we here, that's why we live, and y'all don't hear no noise. But Seven of Swords, don't allow yourself, because you may be out of communication with someone and you think, finally I'm free, me despedí, right? De la brujería, the fucking darkness, the heavy energy, like the fucking shambles that I was in when I had this person in my life, this particular person. You may be, don't be bamboozled into thinking this person isn't paying attention to the shit you're doing. Because the minute this comes through, this don't look like a lot to lose. Look at all these fucking pentacles. And a knight of cups. Somebody has been convinced that their ex or an ex, maybe not the ex, the last one, maybe an ex from the past. I don't. However this plays out, it's gonna be different for everybody. Don't be bamboozled into thinking that people have moved on. People put a lot of energy into creating the illusion that they've moved on. But they're always paying attention. Especially when your cup is running over and looks more full than theirs. Because this right here, to have this at the end, this looks like a last-ditch effort. A last attempt. If this is romantic, this is you moving on. And as soon as this gets done cooking, and it's about to start going, think of like a spaceship. If for those of my people who are in Florida who have seen live, like this rockets going up, the spaceships going up, it's the craziest thing. I always wonder if they ever even get to space, but like when you see a rocket launching, like this shit is wild and the adrenaline is like intense, right? Think of that. Think of what that looks like. Because before that, when that rattling starts to happen, before it takes off, somebody is going to pull some type of last ditch effort. This is somebody reaching out. This is somebody from your past reaching out to like a new partner or a potential partner. This is somebody spreading rumors. If you're from like the same area, spreading rumors about you or trying to throw dirt on your name or pulling up to try to give you the fucking guilt trip. We haven't talked in fucking 6 months, but how you just moving on? Like, what you mean you moving and with somebody and y'all wifed up and y'all in love? Like, we just were together for 7 years. Like, what do you mean? That's this. This is the guilt trip. So whether somebody's gonna do this to you specifically, not specifically, because this is specifically to you, toward you, regardless. What I meant to say was whether somebody says this to you directly, like comes to you directly with this fuckery of like, but how can you move on? Like the guilt trip, or they're saying it to other people about you so that other people don't fuck with you or other people, because somebody may know that nothing that they're gonna say, like they've already overly used their get out of jail free card with you. Somebody knows that you already hip to their shit. Somebody knows that you may have went through an on and off thing where it's like every time I'm start to like be over it and ready to move on and ready to do me, this person always comes back around. And you know why that is? Because people who have ill intentions, they can feel energetically when you pull your energy back. Especially if you're dealing with some type of a narcissist. Some type. Even someone who just got like heavy narcissistic traits. That's why I said don't be fooled. Because they'll make it seem like they don't give a fuck. They'll make it seem like they're not watching you on social media. They're not checking for you. They going out. They living their best life. The minute they start to feel you ain't crying no more. You're not stressed about it no more. You're not checking for them no more. You're not worried about them no more. That's the minute, because there's a sense of like losing control. Even if this person doesn't even want to be with you. They just don't want nobody else to be with you. Because it's a way that they had you is what they're missing. The way you love them, the way you would have given them without asking questions, the way you rode for them, the way you showed up for them, their kids, their family. Like somebody wants that, to still have that. They want to still have that access. They still want the revolving door. This is the last card here, which tells me that this is going to be a last ditch effort, which is fucked up, right? I mean, it's fucked up, but what's fucked up about this is that this was another message, last ditch effort, that came out with the members that I didn't have space to type here on the title. This was actually going to be the message. So the fact that this is the last card, and it's the only one that's like, it's a fucked up card. Everything else is dope. Everything else is dope. But you know what this reminds me of, collective? I'm going to leave you guys on this. You ever see the yin and the yang symbol? The circle? And it's like got the fake S, and then it's like a half white and half black. And on the side that's white, it has a little bit of black. And on the side that's black, it has a little bit of white. That represents energy. Dark energy, light energy. And for the OGs, if you're new here, I'll explain in a nutshell. But the OGs are already very familiar with this. You peep? When we speak about, on this platform, I can't speak for nobody else. When we speak about light energy, dark energy, we're usually not speaking about dark energy meaning evil. When somebody's doing light work, they're doing, that's the work that entails like helping other people, camaraderie, community, what's the word? Humanitarian work. Like, that's light work. Somebody doing light work, right? When somebody's doing dark work, because dark work is just as essential as the light work. The dark work, when somebody's doing dark work in themselves especially, or within themselves, that's heavy Queen of Wands energy. It's not brujeria. This is dark work is internal. Dark work is when you do light work, you're doing work for the collective. You're helping everyone. But when you do dark work, you're doing the work that's going to benefit you. You're doing the internal work. You're doing the inner child healing. You're doing the self-discovery. You're doing the personal development. You're telling people, no, your problem, I can't afford for it to be my problem anymore. Like, you have to, now you got to deal with your own problem, because I got to look at my problems and deal with my shit. Dark work is what keeps us out of Queen of Pentacles energy. Queen of Pentacles gives everything she got. And at the end of the day, she stays with nothing. She's dry, seca, tumbleweeds. It's not sustainable, right? And so as much as her intentions are good, she's not balanced, which brings me back to the yin and the yang, right? And so don't get me wrong. Sometimes people are talking about dark work. They're talking about black magic. They are talking about brujeria. I do believe in it, so I don't subscribe to it. I don't even give that energy on this channel. I don't even believe in returning to sender. I'm an alchemist, darling. I'm not worried about nothing you got going on over there. No matter how many pieces of hair strands you got of mine, no matter how many papers got my name on it in your jars, like, I'm not worried about none of that shit. That's light work. Y'all don't know who my grandmother was? Okay. Both of them? Okay. So don't let that get misconstrued, and especially if you're newer here and you hear me ever referencing dark work, 10 times out of 11, I'm speaking about the internal work, not the other shit that they be on. Reason why I'm saying that is because of the yin and the yang. This is the white part of the yin and the yang. This is the little speck of black that's in it that most people kind of overlook, but it's necessary. This happening kind of brings you back down to earth and grounds you in a way where it's like, oh, this is real. Like, this is really happening. Because had this not been real, had this not been genuine and authentic, they wouldn't even bother showing up. This wouldn't even exist. But because somebody's going through it like this, and they are going to go through it, I promise you. Whoever I'm talking to here, why are you texting me, girl? Oh, I thought she was asking me for money. Mom life. Because even though they almost 20 and they get their own check, your check still looks better to them. You feel me? She had my little heart racing. But don't get it twisted, collective. Whoever I'm tapping into here, whoever is in your past, or the energy of the person that was in your past, they're not actually in the past for them. They're in your past, but in their mind, this is still relevant. But it's not because it's relevant because it's special. It's still relevant because this is another. When you get together with somebody who's super toxic, the one thing you notice is that they don't even have exes. because they keep all of them at reach. You ever get with somebody and then you find out a month in or like 2 months in that they still even have communication somehow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Mi Gente, Black Planet, OnlyFans, whatever. They still have an ex from like 10 years ago. That all they got to do is just, because social media makes it, you're so accessible. All you got to do is send a message. And someone from 10 years ago, you're automatically connected again. So people who are disingenuous, they operate that way. Their doors are all still ajar. None of the doors have been closed. So don't just because they're in your past doesn't mean that you're in their past. Your name could still be getting brought up with people that you was with 5, 10, 15 years ago. I promise you. I'm speaking from experience. So I said this was going to be a short one, and we actually ended up reaching damn near the hour time. I still may come live tonight, depending on how late I end up getting back in, because I do got some running around to do. But I love you guys wholeheartedly. I fuck with you guys the longest way. Please don't let the first 20 minutes go over your head. If you got to re-listen to the shit, because I feel like that was the most important part of the reading. That first 20 minutes. I love you guys, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday, darling. Tuesday's like low-key my favorite day of the week. So we'll be live tomorrow. Si Dios quiere. I gotta take this off because it's kind of giving me a headache. That and the glasses against my head is tight. This is Izzy's. This is one of those headbands that you use when you washing your face in the morning. That's what I said. When I came out this morning, I had a whole other plan. And it's all right, because God said this is the plan now. So that's what we're going with. I love you guys, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Or probably tonight. If we go live tonight, I'll put the link up way ahead of time. My bad. I wasn't able to tap in with the comments as much as I would have liked to. Like I said, I kind of got caught up here. But we'll catch you guys either tomorrow or later on today. Have a good day, guys.